Hi everyone, welcome back to Brain Dump. My name is Kai, and this is a show where I talk about pretty much whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Round your city, round the clock. Everybody needs you. So, today's episode, also, want to preface, per usual, I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just a 21-year-old that's struggled with mental health pretty much my whole life, and I'm just here to share my personal experiences with these topics. So, with that being said, this episode, I feel like the microphone's really loud. I'm seeing it's, okay, we're fine. Pedro, can you be any louder? Okay. I wrote the outline for this episode before some things that have happened recently, and it's not that I have a different perspective on it at all, because I still feel this way, but it's like, wow, it's kind of just, yeah, right. What am I talking about? Let me tell you. So, originally, I don't know what the title of this episode is going to be anymore, because originally it was supposed to be Loving is Never a Waste, because that's something I've always really believed, that if you love somebody and, you know, you give them your time and your energy and your love, it's never a waste, because I've only fallen in love once, but I've given love to every single partner that I've been with, and a lot of the time, I know I've talked about this before, I overgive my love and energy, and I think I've been really good about not doing that. I just think I have a lot more respect for myself lately. But even though those relationships that I gave so much love in didn't work, I don't think it's a waste, because I learned so much from those relationships, and I think I wouldn't function in relationships like I do without those experiences, because I think I would still be a somewhat toxic person and a non-communicative person, and just things that aren't healthy in a relationship. I used to be that before I had relationship experience, and I really haven't had a whole lot of relationship experience outside of high school. And so, you know, this is all new to me. This is crazy. So, let me drop the lore. Somewhat lore, because, you know, privacy. So, you guys know. This is insane. You guys know I've been talking about, God, what am I talking about? Okay. You guys know I've been talking about my crush. Why am I calling it a crush? I'm 21 years old. I like someone. And in the last episode, I think it was the last episode, I was like, you know, I'm just gonna tell him how I feel. So I did that, and it went like 1,000 times better than I thought it was going to. And I think that this correlates to the episode, because it wasn't a waste that I told him how I felt. And even if it went badly, which it didn't, it wouldn't have been a waste, because I told him how I feel, and I was brave enough to do that, and that's never a waste. That's you getting out of your comfort zone. That was so out of my comfort zone, telling him. But, guys, what's my life right now? You know, like, what? I don't know. Guys, I don't know if, okay, guys. I've kissed people before, right? As we do, we're human beings. But I've never... This is so weird. I've never, been kissed before this recently. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not weird, but it's I don't usually talk about this on here. You know, just passion is the best word to describe it. And it's the most incredible thing I've ever experienced. And it doesn't, it's funny because it no longer feels weird. It feels right. And, yeah. So, I don't know, I've had a lot of experiences in the past where, especially recently, since I haven't been on dating apps since I got my flip phone, obviously, but when I was on dating apps and stuff, I met a lot of people that only wanted to be friends with me, and which is totally fine. I'm always fucking looking for new friends, but you know, the reason you go on a dating app is to hopefully find a relationship or go on a date. And these people just never wanted to. So I always thought that I was never like relationship material, and I thought that people would only ever see me as a friend and I couldn't be perceived as anything attractive because I just didn't have that confidence in myself. And I think now I do, and I realize that, oh, I think I just thought of myself as like a younger version of me that could never have sex or just do anything adult like, but it's like, I'm 21 years old. You're allowed to do these things. And I've just had a lot of experiences in the past where I tell people how I feel and it doesn't go the way I want it to. But like I said in the last episode, the way you want it to go may not be the way that it's meant to go. And the way that it went this time, obviously it went well, but it's also the way it was meant to go. And that makes me happy because I'm really happy that this was meant to go this way, because I don't know what I was expecting, just not that. So, and it's like, it's never gonna be a waste, because even I have high hopes for this. I'm just gonna say I have high hopes. Even if things don't work out, it will never have been a waste giving care for that person, or showing love for that person. I think that through giving love and showing someone that you care, you're growing as a person. And I think that, for me personally, it makes me feel good to know that other people feel good. And I think a lot of people are like that. I think it's just kind of innately human that we want to make people feel better. And maybe, I guess that's just the people pleaser in me. I'm not as big of a people pleaser as I once was, but there's definitely parts of that still linger within my personality, and I'm trying to fix that, because it's just, there are better things I could be doing than people pleasing constantly. And I've been really good about not apologizing lately. That's been a big thing. In high school, I apologized for everything. And I think I've told you guys this before. When I was a freshman in high school, I got an award, like a literal trophy that said, most likely to apologize for nothing. I don't want a software update. Please go away. Yeah, so it used to be on that level of bad that just everyone knew me for that. And I feel like now I'm just, it's the confidence. It really is the confidence that gives me the thought of, oh, you don't have to apologize for simply existing. This is totally unrelated. It's kind of related. When I was growing up, my dad never taught me empathy. Like, I don't think he ever showed me what empathy was. My mom did. But my dad, his narcissistic tendencies just showed me to only care about yourself. And there are aspects of me that are so similar to my father, and I hate that. But when you're children, you mimic the actions of your parents. And for the most part, me and my mom are more similar, but there are parts of me that are literally him, and I hate that about myself. But it's just the way I was raised, and it's something that I need to work on, because there are some times that I'm behaving like my father, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? You're turning into the person that you absolutely hate. I don't hate him. I don't think I could hate someone. I strongly dislike that man, but I think that there's not enough room for hatred. It wastes so much energy. Because if I hate him, I don't know, it just feels like hate takes up so much room, and being neutral or just disliking them, it takes up less room because it's not as extreme. And I think that over time I realized that I don't hate him, because I used to say that I hated him, but I don't think that's true anymore. Like, at the end of the day, he's still my dad. Even though I really don't ever want to see him again, he's still my dad, and I don't think I can hate my dad. Even though he's a fucked up, abusive asshole, he is still my father. And I kind of hate that I can't hate him, but I know that it's what's best for me and my mental health. Anyway, back to loving is never a waste. I think that the way that my mom showed me empathy growing up is why I'm such an empath now, because I care really deeply for other people, and sometimes it's to a fault, because I will be caring about other people more than I care about myself. But I think I've been doing really good about not doing that. I say these things as my younger self. I really used to be bad with that, but I think that I've found the balance, and knowing that it's okay to put yourself first, but it's also okay to care about other people at the same time. because also looping back to my dad, I think about all the love that I had for my dad when I was a kid, and I don't think that was a waste. As much as my dad was terrible, I had some really great moments in my childhood with him, and, you know, those are the memories that I do cherish, and those were the times that I truly did love him, and I think I still hold on to that, and I don't think it's a waste, because those are, like, the only good memories I have with my dad, which sucks, because it's only a handful of them. But I think that even that experience just taught me that it was never a waste. I was a child and I was having really good memories with my dad, and I will hold on to that forever. I really will. Because I don't, you know, obviously I am going to remember the abuse for the rest of my life, but I don't want to remember him for that, but I also don't want to, like, discredit the abuse that he did. Because overall, I think he's not really a great person. I just think that loving is never a waste. There's always a purpose for it. Like, most of the time, love teaches you a lesson, and I love that. So, yeah. That's the episode. Book of the week. Guys, literally yell at me right now. I have not been reading a single page. Like, literally since the last episode. When was that? June 11th? Question mark? Guys, simply have not read a thing. That's crazy for me, because at the beginning of this year, I was reading, like, I think in January, I read, like, 8 books, which is insane. Insane. But, like, now, what is wrong with me? Why am I not reading? So today I got a book. I'm gonna start reading it. I'm literally forcing myself to. Oh my gosh, also that's another thing, guys. Let me update you. I'm not gonna give all the information because this is kind of like crazy. It's just, why did I do this? I don't regret it because I had to. So I had a 2018 Volkswagen Beetle, right? Betty the Beetle. She was great. I got her in April of 2021, so I've had her. Hey, so I completely lied to you. I definitely got the car in April of 2023. So for a while, but she's a 2018. Like, that's not that old. It's 7 years old, but it's not that old. And so I started having problems probably in, like, October of last year. That's when, like, my engine started overheating and I started needing coolant for it. And since then, I've needed coolant. And before I started my car, I have to refill the coolant because it's empty. When it's off, it, like, drains all the coolant. I don't know how it worked, but I would have to literally refill, and I would go through, like, gallons of coolant, and I would have to keep on going back to Advanced Auto Parts, and, you know, I've spent a lot of money on coolant, and I had to go to Volkswagen a lot because you can't just bring it to any old repair shop because Volkswagen has special parts, and it's just so great. So I felt like I was spending more money on repairs than I would have been if I were to just get a different car, and so here was the plan. The plan was to trade in my Beetle to get a new car. Okay, another side note, so sorry. When I say a new car, I meant a new used car. So, because, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it still works, so we can still trade it in. Obviously, it won't be worth as much, but we're going to try. So, I didn't get approved to trade it in because I have too much negative equity. I still owe $21,000 on that car, which is, like, crazy, because I'm not able to drive it. And so they were like, we can't add on top, like, roll on top of the negative equity, but we can see if you'll get approved for another loan. So what did I do? Of course, now I have another loan. So I have 2 car loans that I'm paying for every month, and I'm paying for that car that doesn't really work and that I'm not going to be driving. And my insurance also went up by like $200. So I am just, like, fucking drowning, and I can't afford it. Like, I went through my budget. I'm gonna be okay, but I will have nothing after I pay my bills. The amount that I need per month to pay my bills now is literally the amount I make a month at work. Like, I will have nothing left over. And I'm so stressed about it. And I don't know what the fuck to do because as of right now, okay, there's a whole thing because me and my mom co-signed on the Beetle and this new car. I love my new car. It's kind of funny because my first car was a 2013 Hyundai Elantra hatchback, but this one is a 2024 Hyundai Elantra, and it's not a hatchback, but they were both red, so cute. So we're trying to voluntarily surrender my Beetle, and I called Capital One yesterday because that's who I have the loan through, and I was like, is there any way I can voluntarily surrender and see if I can get my payment lowered? Because, like, if I'm giving you the car, you would think that, you know, maybe I won't have to pay as much each month. Like, I know I signed a contract, I'm stuck with this loan, but there's just no way I can afford 2 car payments and my insurance and everything else that I have to pay per month. There's just no way. Like, I'm gonna be okay, but I'm gonna have nothing. which is not okay. It's not okay. Like, I deserve to have a life outside of my bills, and I'm not going to for the foreseeable future as long as I have to pay for this second car payment. And so we have a call with lawyers tomorrow because it's this whole thing since my mom had to co-sign with me, and she's going through something financially, and it's like, it's a whole thing. So we're gonna have a call tomorrow to see if I can voluntarily surrender my car, but it's gonna take a while for the court to approve it. It's just like this whole thing that sucks, and I'm kind of stuck paying for 2 car payments until I get this figured out. And also, I still have to pay for my insurance on the Beetle. I don't know why, because we called Allstate yesterday to get insurance on my Elantra, and they were like, all right, they're added for the Elantra, but you still have to pay for insurance for the Beetle as long as you have it. And my mom was like, but we're not driving it. Like, it's not going to be on the road. It's literally sitting in our driveway, because I mean, we can drive it, but get this, the check engine light comes on whenever I accelerate. That's how bad it was. So we're not driving it, but I'm still paying $160 a month for insurance for that, on top of my other insurance for my other car. I'm drowning. I'm not doing well. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I can't get a second job. I can't. I work in retail. I could if I really needed to, but I really don't want to. I shouldn't have to get a second job just to afford 2 cars. Why the fuck did I do that? Yeah, that's the stress lately. Luckily there's so many great things going in my life right now that I'm not overly worried about it, which is crazy because usually I'm a fucking mess about finances. But we're gonna hey, I have a reliable car with only 5,000 miles on it. It's gonna last me a while. That's all that matters. I was, it was getting dangerous to drive in my Beetle because there were times where I would, floor it and it would not accelerate. And it's like, what if I'm making a left-hand turn at one of the yield lights and I try to accelerate and I'm just stuck? I would die. Like, that is so dangerous. So that's why I really had to get a new car. There was no other option. And so the reason I had to get such a new car is because I don't have much credit history, so they had to, give me something reliable. I don't know. I don't fucking know. He explained it to me, but I don't remember what the fuck he said. And so, yeah, I bought the Elantra all by myself with my own credit and didn't put a penny down because I had nothing. But, yeah. So, I'm happy with my new car. Just, I'll keep you guys posted because there's no way I'm going to be able to live like this for long. But next few months are going to be rough for sure. All right. Songs of the week. Heat Waves by Glass Animals, Free Will by Rush, My Kind of Woman by Mac DeMarco, Go to Town by Doja Cat, Nights by Frank Ocean, Illegal by Pink Panthers, and What's Up by 4 Non-Blondes. Guys, I spoke English so well. That's amazing. All right. Amazing. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you being here. Remember that you're loved, you're valued, and you're appreciated in this world, and I love you. And love is never a waste. Okay, bye.
Did you call me from a seance? You were from my past life. Hope you're doing well, bro.